First off, good morning, everyone. Thank you very kindly for having us on to be a part of this discussion. It's very cool to be here. We at Star Wars Newsnet are big fans of the design of Tognaths. We first saw Benthic and Edrio, two tubes in Rogue One, and also in Andor. Hasbro did release a 3.75-inch figure, but are you planning to release a larger scale figure with these cool looking aliens, especially after we saw Benthic two tubes in Andor?
But we can't comment about anything we haven't announced yet. But he has agreed. Our team loves him too. You guys probably all know Eric and Eric's affinity for aliens and creatures. So Eric has him square in his sights, but we don't have anything to tell you guys yet. So,
would it be possible to go back to having figures out in time for the start of a new series? While we know that supply chain issues haven't completely gone away in recent years, Hasbro's Marvel Legends don't seem to have any problems getting the figures on shelves before the movies, while the Andor figures won't be out until spring.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we always and constantly strive towards. Like you mentioned, we're still adjusting to improving supply chains, and luckily we are seeing improvements come down in the pipeline as hopefully, knock on wood, the world goes back to a new normal and we have just a little bit more consistency. And on top of that, we have great partnership with Lucasfilm, and we work closely with them on, getting the figures out in a timeline that makes sense. So it's certainly possible, and that is certainly the goal, and it's something we strive for as a company, and we will do as much of that as possible to get that closer to entertainment in the future.
Is Luke Skywalker's costume in The Mandalorian wrong? In the series, he wears a black robe in the style of the prequels, but the figure is in his costume from Return of the Jedi. The cape is correct, but the robe underneath seems wrong.
I think they're talking about the TVC one. So that figure, we developed that figure very early for the show, at the point where we had very little reference. We knew Luke was going to be there, but we had very little final reference for what it was. So there was a lot of working off of descriptions to do that figure, to get him out in time and as fast as we did. So that's one where there are subtle differences between the costume as we described and as it evolved through production. And that's one of those things where just sometimes we're trying to do stuff so early and working so kind of in hand with our Lucasfilm partners that we're working as things are changing. So we can't always catch all those adjustments, but it's the sort of thing where we try and get as close as we can and stuff out as fast as we can. And sometimes the balance gets a little off, and that one, the balance got off on, we got him out fast, but we didn't get him quite as accurate as the show ended up being. So it's just that. It's a little bit of difference from working so early on him.
So when you guys first introduced the selfie series for HasLab, there were several bodies that were available for people to choose from for their characters, but one of them was very obviously missing, the Jedi Knight. When are you guys going to allow everybody to turn themselves into a Jedi Knight? And when are you guys going to get some options for some people with some awesome beards, man?
Just stay tuned. There's selfie series isn't going away, and it's growing and continuing. So, as a guy with a beard, I feel the question deeply. But yeah, stay tuned. We'll have more on that at some point.
Yeah, and nothing to share on HasLabs, but it's always on our radar. It's a big platform for us as well.
Hey, thank you kindly. Appreciate it. Thank you.
We always love doing this with you, and I'm sure we'll see you all soon.